Ladies and gentlemen, I have a dream. I dream of a day. Oh god, we're back up to 60 all of a sudden. When I don't have to play the full heaven again. Alright, so I need to go to Windhurst. Right, the whole reason I didn't go to Windhurst is apparently the moment you zoom into Windhurst, it's going to have a cutscene. So, we want Windhurst Waters. Oh, giga about that. Still my favorite town song. In this game, I mean. We're evil! Windhurst! Oh ho! Oh ho ho! So this is our homeland. Nope, this is our daddy's homeland. Nah, you're wrong. It's our mom's homeland. Which means... For my this is our homeland too. You're hopeless. We represent but are legally distinct from the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. I'm kinda hungry. Yeah, me too. Oh no, the Lordimer's coming to kill us. But then we'll never be hungry again. Let's go look for our father. Dad? Daddy? Our father would be a genius, just like us. Our dad would be powerful, just like us. Our daddy would be someone really important. Father! Dad! Daddy! I already hate them. I already hate them. More than I thought was even humanly possible. Oh yeah, by the way, did I tell you, I figured out why it keeps disconnecting me. You know how I've occasionally just been at the play online, been like, nope. I have actually figured it out. So whenever... I have a fairly large, energy-intensive, heat-generating monitor. And I turn it off whenever I'm not using it for any extended period of time, like for my lunch breaks, for example. Yes, really. I can replicate this perfectly. I'm not going to do it right now, because it's just a waste of time. But if I turn the monitor off, the game instantly crashes. Please think about how insane that is. How terrible the coding of this game must be to do that. That should not even touch anything on the software level, right? It's literally just turn off, turn back on. It's not even switching to another monitor, switching ports, switching resolution. No, it's just off, on something the game shouldn't even be detecting. Anyways, I'm just glad it works in windowed mode at all, because I'm going to be real, if it didn't, this run wouldn't be happening. Alright, where am I going? Rhinostery. Oh, it's right here. It's right friggin' here. It was right here. Up, maybe? Is it in? Is it over? This is why I wanted to walk through until the last possible second. What's that? You want to know about the Allied expedition? Irukiru, a researcher from the Rhinostery, was the representative from Windhurst. He was banished from the Rhinostery and lost his life somewhere in the Outlands. Want to know more about him, you should have a chit-chat with Dr. Yoren Oren. I'm not sure he will look at me compared to the Tataru. I'm not sure he'll be willing to tell you what he was researching, mind you. It's probably super-duper confidential information. Okay. Yaw. Lyndhurst walls. 1. Yeah, I love how much we're spinning our wheels right now. We've actually had some decent story in Chains of Prometheus so far. And then we had this. Like, it doesn't quite feel as bad as running around gathering a frickin' feast by a bunch of assholes. But it's definitely the same vibe. It's like, I know we're in the middle of some legitimately intense, dangerous, and, you know, interesting aspects. But hang, hold on. Could you give me some cheese? Listen, contrary to apparently the other half of the human population, I'm really glad that they truncated the Titan and the Garuda chains, because I remember what they used to be like. I did them before. Can I help you? I'm Yoren Oren, former Ministry of the Rhinostery. Father! Dad, we missed you! Daddy, your beautiful children are here! What? Ethy? What's the meaning of this barging Ethy into other people's homes? Why are you calling Ethy me Daddy? You probably didn't know it, Father, but we were in Mother's tummy when you were separated. In Mommy's tummy. And that's why we've been looking for you all this time. Looking for you, Daddy. We've come to mooch. Like Dr. Doodly Yoren Oren. Who would have thought you'd have such cute tootling kiddlywinks? Oh my god, it's Shantoto. I want to stress, for the literal first time. This is the actual first time Shantoto has been present in this game. So many children, you devious creature. We must have Tataru Times write up a feature. I have Ethy. No idea what's going on here. I must Ethy be some sort of mistake. Oh, you men are all the same. Not one of you wants to take the blame. Guys, I do not have time for this. Can I... I understand Ethy now. Yes, I did travel to Tavnazia once, many years ago. But that was only for the purpose of appraising a rare discovery. Pirates, thieves, and all kinds of treasure hunters had brought to Ethy unusual items from all over the world to the market site. These items had been hidden, Ethy, in a chamber beneath Tavnazian Sacrarium. I was led, Ethy, to the reliquarium only after agreeing, Ethy, to never speak of the objects I would see. When we entered the chamber, I was asked to look at a frightening Ethy statue that had been dug up by some goddess-forsaken labyrinth. Frightening statue? Will spring spillingly spill it, man. What kind of slap-daddly statue was it? I'm not sure. Invited to the faraway land of Tavnazi, and you gave them a not sure? All I have to say is, what an amateur. An embarrassment to the Minister of Lyndhurst, an absolute Taru disgrace. You've gone and smeared mud in our collective face. And now to hear these poor fatherless children's wailings, is there no end to your dismal failings? I'm telling Ethy you, I'm not their father. I was not called Ethy to Tavnazi to appraise the nature of the statue. My task was to discern Ethy where it had been excavated from by analyzing the traces of soil that clung Ethy to its surface. And did you flaying figure out with it? I'm so glad they dropped all these verbal tics from these characters. I really am. Square had a bit of an obsession with verbal tics for a little while there that they thankfully grew out of almost immediately, but Jesus Christ. I think it all really started here with FF11. This would have been mid-aughts, right, when it came out in English. Of course I did. It was salt from the bottom Ethi of the sea, from the Sea of Shumeo, I believe. The Sea of Shumeo, the inlandified sea north of Juno. Isn't that body of water non-stoppingly notorious for ships sinking on even the calm, balmiest of days? It indeed, Ethi is. What's more, the statue is found Ethi, not in the sea, but deep Ethi within the earth. What a fascinating tale, I must conclude. And after unfurling this mystery, you were elated enough to start your own brood. Would you give it a rest, Ethi? Do you see, Ethi, what you've done? My reputation's in ruins. Now explain Ethi yourselves. We're starving. I feel faint. No energy to talk. I feel dizzy. Fine. There's a restaurant in Windhurst Waters. Come back after you've had something to eat. Dumb kids. I've got good news, Rax. You're gonna be a mom! Why me? What Ethi a calamity? My pristine Ethi image has been sullied. No good, Ethi. No good, Ethi. I must restore Ethi my high standing in the community. That's it, the Mimeo Mirror. Its memory viewing powers are perfect, Ethi, for this situation. I'll use the mirror to show Ethi all my memories of Tavnazia. I'll prove Ethi my innocence to the world. Now, if I can just remember Ethi, the person who owned the Mimeo Mirror, I recall Ethi, it was a pleasant person. Unpleasant personage boasting about his possessions a while back. Calm Ethi yourself, Yorinora. You're too worked up, Ethi, to think straight. Okay, bye. Don't you want any of my mini side quests? No. Piss off. Why are you so mad? I've had to listen to you talk for 5 minutes. This is what my audience says to me every day. What's funny is I went out of my way on my own time to get all these waypoints in like Lyndhurst and Bastok. Took a while to do, by the way. I'm glad I did, but like, I just want to mention that if I hadn't done that on my own time off camera, we'd be walking to each of these places right now. It's none of these people. I'll be this way, it looks like. Wait, what's that, Pure White? I haven't heard of that before. Speak! Random elves. No! Blue Factory. It's like right here. It's gotta be here. Oh, I must have just missed it. Ah, there it is. Jesus Christ. Okay. What do you mean, wrong map? Munch, munch, chew, chew. What's that? You have a question you want to ask me? The man on the spot? Want to know if 3 Totaro wearing strange clothing were here while I was stewing over my stew? I did see 3 Totaro with appetites almost as big as mine, if that helps. Munch, munch, chew, chew, slurp. Oh, I'm stuffed. I think I've gone up 3 belly sizes. I shouldn't have had that last roast rareb. Oh, I thought our number was up when that humongous dragon got his claws into us. The big lizard left us without 2 gill to rub together. You know, I've been thinking. Please stop. I don't think that guy was our father. Nah, not our dad. Nope, not our daddy. Our father would be someone with a lot more cash. Yeah, Mom had that huge gem after all. And that lovely fur coat. Right then, let's go look for our real father. Here we come, Dad! I hate these 3. I want them to die. I want to murder them with my bare hands. I want to grab one of them and just kind of squeeze very slowly. Very slowly. I want the realization. I want to watch the realization in their eyes. Hang on. Yep. Wait, what about all our gil? You're not getting any gil. Ah! Listen, I'm already going to give this quest a negative, just to be really blunt. I mean, it's a winter's quest, so that's, you know, most puntable. We're playing, hypothetically, playing FF14 later this year. Alright. What is a Canadian thing? Kick the baby. No, kick the baby. What? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I'm dumb. Game where the textures are bad, but the brickwork is well used. Mario 64. Also Ocarina of Time. And Majora's Mask. And Star Fox 64. Probably some PS1 games as well. Like, I would say FF7, but I feel like that's violating the spirit of your question, because FF7 uses the pre-rendered stuff. No, the drawings. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Okay, fine. No, just the good N64 games. I mean, honestly, the good PS1 games would probably qualify as well, but I'm kind of coming up dry on that. Not because there aren't good PS1 games, but because most of the really good PS1 games that occur to me either don't have brickwork in the strictest sense of the word, like FF7 or 8 or 9, or have sprites. Like the Mega Mans. Aha. What do you want? This is the house of the ridiculously wealthy Hanoi Gamoy. Yeah, Soten kind of does, but I mean, I was also thinking of another PS1 game that I literally just lost. Jesus Christ, Lord, wake up. Just lay down for like 2 hours. I hate these children. I hate these children so much. Resident Evil. I was thinking about Resident Evil, but Resident Evil cheats for the same reason Final Fantasy does. Pre-rendered stuff. Dad, we missed you. Your beautiful children are here. Give us money. What in blazes are you babbling about, Taru? You probably didn't know it, but we were in Mommy's tummy when you were separated. This is exactly the same dialogue they told the other guy. I heard everything. I knew it was a good idea to follow this unnaturally hungry Totaro in their search for the long-lost father. Are you still chewing your food here? This scoop is going to mean another Pulitzer Prize for the man on the spot. These kids are just running around ruining everyone's reputation. Now, just Taro a darn second there, newspaper boy. This is your fault, you nonsense-spouting troublemakers. What annoying pit did you crawl out of? We're from Tavnazia. We're blown through the air over seas and mountains. We came to meet you, Father. Tavnazia, that former city, now big hole in the ground, Tavnazia? I mean, I used to travel there quite often on business before it was destroyed. You admit it! You've been to Tavnazia! These really are your children. This is not funny, game. I thought I told you to hold on a darn second. You've got the wrong Totaro. On my trips to Tavnazia, I only ever met with the scoundrels in Aterafano's band. Do you know anything about that person's band of thieves? The name hasn't come up so often since their leader, that person, got himself executed. Just hearing that name was enough to make children wail in fear. A ruthless gang of banditarus, if ever there was one. Because of my dealings with his band, the castle put out a warrant for my arrest. I had no time for dilling or dallying. What a juicy story. The scoop for the man on the spot. Hanoi Gamoy confesses to deeds unsavory. Don't get ahead of yourself. You've not got proof. If there are any filthy articles about me, I'll have you thrown in jail for libel. Proof. Yes, where's your proof? Show me proof I'm your father. So you admit that you had sex while you were out there. I just want to be clear about that, because that's the only reason you even be entertaining this. You have proof of Tavnazia. We don't have any money to get back there, Father. You don't have money to take an airship? I'll give you as much as you need. Just get out of my house. Hold on a moment. The man on the spot would like to ask you a few questions. Why does this have to happen to me? I'll sue the pants off of that journalist if he writes anything incriminating. What's that? A Mimeo mirror could help clear up any doubts? I've got one of those. It's a little cracked, though. I think that's a Yornor. He should be able to fix it. Thanks! We could have just led with that, and I could have left with that. Oh, they're gonna need it, Mr. Ed. When I am done with them, they're gonna wish Prish had gotten her hands on them. Trust me, I am much less kind than she is. Alright, hang on. Where's... Oh, God, I hate this stupid city. A friend of mine was asking me some story advice recently. And they're asking for, like, a bad ending, and I gave them a bad ending, which I will not recite to you, because it would be kind of spoiler. And they were like, oh my God, Lord! I'm like, what? I was going for the most Eastern European thing I could think of. They were like, ah! That's terrible! I played the 5th. No, it was supposed to be like a, you know, you failed ending. Is this really the nearest waypoint? God, I hate this freaking city. It can't be. I've got to be wrong. Alright, back to walls. But yes, I'm giving this a story negative. This is a bad story, I'm sorry. I've actually been liking Chains so far. This is not that. This is a bunch of kids running around, dragging people's reputation through the dirt and treating it like comedy. And if there's one thing that consistently rubs me the wrong way, it's cruelty coded in comedy. And I'm not a big fan of that. And I never will be. Huh? Hanoi Gamoy entrusted you with the cracked mirror? This is no good if it's broken. No good. No good. Think. Think! Isn't that not what he said? Shut up. I'm not doing his stupid verbal tick. Okay, fine. I'll do a stupid verbal tick. No goodeth thee. No goodeth thee. Thinketh thee, Yoran, thinketh thee. I have it. To fix the Mameo mirror, we'll needeth thee a Mameo feather formed from the Mameo jewel. Better make that 3 of them. Adventurer, you must thee go to Atoa Chasm and obtaineth thee yourself some Mameo jewels. Taketh thee to the tippity top of Paradamo Tor to transformeth thee them into Mameo feathers. Remember, I needeth thee 3 of them. I will taketh thee all your skills to accomplish this task. But I know you can do it. You musteth thee be able to do it. I needeth thee you be able to do it. This is the exact moment when my character is wondering, why am I doing this? Okay. Yeah, next is the Unity Warp. I'm just going to pop this. This is when Valerian pops in and is like, this is my favorite part! And I'm like, no! Alright. Don't you mean you want to Yetethi? Yetethi? Oh my god, I can't even do the verbal ticks properly. You remember the from World of Final Fantasy? You remember the, right? It's okay, Wolfram. I accept. That is kind of strange, though. Why is Windows now? Of course, Microsoft is self-destructing so hard right now. But who knows? Let's see. Where am I going? Atoa Chasm. 125. And I'm going to someplace that is K8, which should be nearby-ish. Where's K8? So there's 8. Where's K? That's way over there, actually. Looks like up and then windy path, if I'm reading that correctly. Oh, hang on. Since it's relatively close, I am going to go ahead and grab the thing because standard policy. Alright, let's enjoy this scintillating music. Come on, guys, this is the second expansion. Why are there still zones without music? Or is this not a new zone, in which case that would actually explain it. Like all the vanilla zones just don't have music. WoW actually has that problem, too. You go back to vanilla zones and they just kind of have suck music. There's a Prometheus zone. Well, then what's wrong with them? Jesus Christ. Hang on, let's demount. So I have to open a control over where I'm going. Listen, vibe coding is great. All you have to do is tell it what you want it to do, and then spend 7 hours fixing it. You know what irritates me the most about that? You might just say, but Lord, you're just a Philistine. You barely know program. Every programmer I know, which is several, by the way, hates vibe coding. Even the ones who are forced to do it spend their entire work cycles fixing the crap it got wrong, or trying to commentate it so they can understand what it's doing, and then fixing it. Christ. No, Deltarune is Two-Face Master. That's a joke. I shouldn't joke about that. I don't want anyone to get the idea that Toby freaking Fox vibe codes. Nothing's aggroing me so far. That's a good sign. Not what I can mount here. I probably should. Christ's sakes. Hi, Azar. I've been thinking recently about one of the reasons why the FF4 soundtrack is so goddamn good. And I've actually said this before. Hi, Valerian. It's the sound font. The programming on the rendering of the audio and the specific instrumentation used is really solid. It's very digitized, it's very video gamey, but it's in a good way. If I was to convey this in layman's terminology, without the proper terminology of music analysis, I would say that Final Fantasy IV sounds like an epic Mega Man soundtrack. Right? Like, I bet several of you understand what I mean by that. Because Mega Man is very video gamey in terms of music. Always has been, since the very beginning. Like, it's Mega Man music. It's distinct. Most people can pick out Mega Man music or Mega Man style music instantly. But the vibe of Final Fantasy IV is much different. Rather than going for, like, just, headbanger awesome, it's going for a tone. So, it just kind of fits, and fits really well. Now, that's not the only thing you can do. Obviously, Uematsu can do plenty good with, more instrumentation. See Final Fantasy VI for a good example of that. But you get the idea. I was hoping to get a little further here before I got sub-bombed, but I do appreciate you, Wolverine. Give me 1 second. Let me... There we go. Oh, absolutely, Blair. I mean, I've heard orchestras play FF4 music. And yeah, it's very much... I call the genre epic. I don't know what the proper term is, and I don't care. It's epic, and you know what I mean when I say that. Lord of the Rings, right? So what is it? Oh my god, it's way too many subs. Thank you, Wolverell, very, very much. Always appreciate. We're going to jot those down for Digimon Storytime Stranger. Open Railroad Tycoon, I think? No? Oh god, I don't remember. I've got it written down. And RNC3 up your arsenal. Appreciate you. Like here, if I could just give me one sec. Give me one sec. Well, you know, honestly, this gets across my... Listen to this for a second. This is, first of all, it's an amazing song. But more to the point, this is not video gamey instrumentation. This is not Mega Man-y. Still the same genre, still epic. Slow building, right? It's just beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. I am not, however, awesome. Yeah, exactly. This is cinematic orchestral production. Because WoW knows its frickin' music. And has for a long time. But it's the same style, same approach. The difference is, imagine this played like this. Now, there's no ding here, right? I'm not trying to say that this is bad in any way, shape, or form. But you have to divorce the song from the instruments for a second. The song here is Mega Man, and the instruments are Mega Man, right? You with me? And earlier, the song was epic, and the instruments was epic. And then we can contrast this. And this is a good example. Listen to this. If it'll load. So now we have the style of Epic with the instrumentation of Mega Man. And this isn't even the perfect example of this. Honestly, probably the best example of that is this. Listen to this. Listen to this. All of the vibe is there, but the instrumentation is so digital and video gaming in a good way. Looks like it's down somewhere. Actually, yeah, Grand Spectre, I agree. Undertone of melancholy. So, you want to hear something fascinating? Do you mind if I... Do you mind? Check this out, okay? Listen to this. Oh, I saw. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Now listen to this. Do you hear it? I was blown away when I realized this, because I'm actually pretty bad at recognizing motifs in music. I am, I'll admit it. But it's right there, main melody. It is the exact same main melody in Sorrow and Loss and The Overworld. Tell me that's on accident. Yeah, Uematsu loves to use his motifs very well, actually. He loves to use them in a way that completely changes their tone, emotion. I don't know what to put that. Because even though the overworld does have a bit of melancholy, just like Valerian mentioned, it's not grief, unlike this song. Meaning, much better word. Now, thank you, Lieutenant Roy. Way too much for way too much money. Here, let me get you a song for that. What do we got? That's way too much money. Here, this should be good. This is Lieutenant Leroy Jenkins' actual real-life tune. This is what just follows him around. Also, by the way, this music and Golbez's theme, while we're on the subject. Not done bowing yet. That was a big donation. And there we go. Thank you very, very much. Please stop giving me money. I do appreciate you greatly. I will put that towards dealer's choice. Give me one moment here. You got to be careful. You keep putting towards dealer's choice. I'm going to put that towards dealer's choice. I'm going to start actually funding games I want to play. You don't want to see that happen. But let's get back to the actual in-game music right now. Anyways. Alright, so I mean, yeah, I am the reason why FF11 got funded. It's really funny to me that FF11 was funded, I want to say like 70-80% by Dealer's Choice. Wild Midnight was funded, guess, what percent of Wild Midnight was Dealer's Choice? God, that's way up there. Yeah, 0. 0 is correct. It was completely funded by you guys. No, I've been very open about my motives. Obviously, I've wanted to play FF11 for years. I've always wanted to try this out, and it was in legitimate danger of having the plug pulled. And I'm sorry, I've seen too many games get the plug pulled in general. Never mind recently. I mean, there's a reason that the Stop Killing Games initiative has finally managed to get enough momentum to get actually in front of the freaking Congress, or whatever they call it, the Parliament at EU. Like, this has stopped being an occasional problem and started becoming a legitimate epidemic. Exactly, Blade of All. And I may actually pull the trigger on ESO as well and just be like, alright, look, let's just do it. We'll probably do an MSQ only run. I'll probably use my existing character. It will not be as thorough as I'd like, but I'd like to at least cover the MSQ of an MMO that is in danger of having the frickin' plug pulled. I was so mad about the AI thing for Dragon Quest X. Ugh. As you might imagine, PAX has lost all interest in it, Dragon Quest X now. It's like, well, that sucks. I am Kenix Cal. I think it is toothless, quite frankly. I think they need to go way, way harder with it. But it is one of those better-than-nothing situations, so I'll take that. This is a great zone. I'm loving this zone. Oh, man. One of my favorite memories of Star Wars Galaxy, this is not a joke, by the way. There was a gentleman who, as a troll... Yeah, no kidding, Grand Spectre. As a troll, made the... So, okay, let me rewind a second. For those of you who never played Star Wars Galaxies, the character creator was something else. It was innovative, that is to say, revolutionary at the time. You could do so much with it, right? You could just have the most insane character design with it, okay? So this dude had, like, no upper body. Like he was a twig up here, right? And had a really fat cheeks, but then really skinny upper head. And then his belly was huge. So he was like this. And that was his overall style. He looked hideous. He also had like really, really twig arms and really, really twig legs. Why am I telling you this? Because this particular player had maxed out his dancing tree. Star Wars Galaxy didn't have classes in the strictest sense of the word. It was just you would do stuff and level specific talent trees or skill trees, excuse me. So this guy was an extremely good dancer. And he would just hang out. It was in Tatooine, I remember this. He would hang out in, I believe, Mos Eisley. And he would just dance. And for those of you who don't know, dancing heals blue. So you had 3 health bars in Star Wars Galaxy, red, green, and blue. I don't actually remember what all of them are. I think blue was mind or something like that. And so stuff would do damage to a specific health bar. It was actually an interesting idea. And so certain things heal blue, certain things damage blue. You get the idea. And then there's green damage, and then there's red damage. So he would just stand there, and nobody could heal blue, because healing blue was a pain in the ass in that game, at least when I was playing. So he would just stand there dancing in Mos Eisley Cantina, healing everyone's blue. And that was the troll, was everyone would just flock to the cantina to watch this hideous abomination doing like the best dancing, because he was maxed on freaking dancing. So he would heal your blue bar like that, right? My second favorite memory of Star Wars Galaxies is someone bringing an ATST indoors. If you don't know what an ATST is, don't worry about it. If you do, think about it. Anyways, it can still shoot. You just see shots coming from through the ceiling. Alright, so I believe this is as far as I can get here with using a guide. And I have to murder these 3 people. Murder, 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 murder. There we go, okay. Okay, so there's some loose sand. Alright, what am I doing with this? Hang on, let me check the guide here. What do we got? Nope, nope, nope. What's extremely unhelpful? Okay. It's nothing. So the guide says nothing. Let's start with that. Oh, yeah, hang on. This is the whole reason I've kept Discord up. Give me 1 second. Scooch it over here. There's the Rax. Where is she? There she is. There we go. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, I can hear you.
Alright, so I want to go quiet for a second. Well, she apparently has a rant. Okay, so I'm going to use this sand. You must move closer. Okay, sure, game. Sure.
Use it once. There's an NM attached, but don't click it again.
There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, it's dead.
Okay.
Terrifying.
Every game has that level, that boss, that quest, right? This is not that quest. This is not that boss. This is not that level. In FF11's case, that would be 1 Absolute Virtue and 2 Pandemonium. This is number 3 on that list. This is, let me make sure I'm getting that correct, Paradamo Tor, otherwise known as The Mountain. This is infamous amongst FF11 players. Back in the day, we didn't have any maps or guides for how you ascend this thing. We didn't have any guides for the loose sand that is lying at my feet. We didn't have any guides telling us, oh, you have 30 minutes to ascend this damn mountain. If you zone, the jewel that you pick up breaks. If you use a Nexus cape to teleport to your party leader, who, may have made their way up before you, the jewel breaks. Here's the real pisser. This mounting added in 2016, 11 years after, no, 12 years after this quest was introduced. If you mount the jewel that you are going to be picking up and bringing to the top of that damn mountain will break.
What?
If the jewel breaks, you come back here, you pick up another one, you make the trek all the way back up.
That is impressively spiteful.
I'm not done.
Oh my god. Should I start? Should I start this stupid climb?
Yeah,
Wait.
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. You have 30 minutes. I'm not going to be guiding you for the first.
No, yeah. I have to
Go
figure
right
this out. Hang on. Okay, so I have a jewel. Yay! Here's the best part. I don't know where I'm going. Don't tell me.
I won't. Right. So Zira did this yesterday. I issued him the exact same challenge. 30 minutes, just one attempt. He got almost all the way up. The jewel broke about 30 seconds before he reached the top.
God.
Yeah, you also don't have the map to help you. By the way, back when I was 12 and did this for the first time, I did it with a party. None of us had the map.
Okay. Okay. I think it wants me to actually start over here.
You're about in the spot that I thought I was supposed to start at.
Well, no, because like there's actually a ramp right here, right? So clearly, this is it. Like it couldn't possibly be anything other than this. That would be madness, nay, insanity. There would never be a dead end on a section like this. That would be absolute gobsmacking.
By the way,
Pants on head.
look at just how narrow this.
Yeah,
is.
I'm.
If you slip, you're done.
Yeah, to be clear, the only reason I even noticed this because I do have a little bit of visual distinction issues with brown. The only reason I even noticed this is because I was backtracking that bone, right? I was like, that looks a little bit like a climbable path, and I started kind of following it backwards. Yeah, the zone map is there. I think the word we're going to use is there. Oh my god. Okay, left or right? Huh. I can barely see that. It feels like it's left. Yeah, no, it's left. It's left. I can barely tell what I'm looking at. I really can.
When I did this just a few weeks ago, I was still.
All right, hang on. Back. You know, I've done some really hard jumping puzzles in Guild Wars 2. Some of the really mean ones. And I have done them successfully, I feel like adding. I can prove this. I have the achievements for them.
I was actually about to compare this to Kugane's Tower.
I've never done Kugane.
In 14. Probably the hardest jumping puzzle I've ever done in my life. This might be right up there.
This is it.
I mean, it's not a jumping puzzle, of course, but just the navigation, the distinction, the punishment for failure.
Okay, I think I see what it wants me to do here. Jesus. Okay, hang on. Ugh, there we go. Okay. I'm glad I'm not doing this on mouse and keyboard. For the first time, I'm glad I'm not doing this on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, having an analog stick really helps with this. Believe you me.
Okay, well, here's some of the Gluck from earlier, which, yeah, of course I can't go buy the Gluck. Why could I? Well, first, thank you very much, Little Billy. I'm going to write that down later, if that's okay, because I am on a bit of a time deadline here. Okay, sure. We'll go this way. This feels like the right path. This actually doesn't feel right at all. We're gonna do it. I'm just gonna run into no. Okay. That is actually exactly what I expected to have happen there. This is brilliant. Why is this in this game? Hey, Valerian.
You got me, man.
My most emperor of all Valerians. You have spoken vociferously, I think is the word I would use, about how you do not want this game to have a remake, right? Well, let me ask you something. In that hypothetical remake, would you leave this quest as is? Would this Okay, hang on. I'm gonna see if I can bullcrap this a little. Nope, okay. No bomb jumping.
Crap allowed here.
No bomb jumping. I feel like I'm right there, too. I feel like I can just barely squeeze around it. I should look up if there's speedruns of this game. Okay, so hang on. So it's clearly not this, which means... and I can't go that way, because that's in the way. So that's not going to work. There are 1 to 99 speedruns. So in other words, no is functionally the answer.
Speedruns, but nothing else.
I mean, WoW is the same way. I think FF14 is as well. Level or dungeon is usually what it is. Like, do dungeon as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of speed, Blade's Dancer buff, the 20% speed buff, it's not going to be any help here. In fact, it would be a hindrance.
Oh, it'll be fun. Yeah. Okay, I need some kind of music. This is freaking me out. I'm sorry. I'll try to make it quiet so I can hear Rax here. Or you can hear. Everyone can hear Rax. I should play the FF5 Go Fast song on loop.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not doing that. There we go. At least there's some. Okay, there we go. No, it makes sense. I mean, we have dropping the joke for a second. We've talked about this. I think we're both pretty firmly in agreement, Valerian, that this game should be preserved, and in addition to that, it should be made open source. And in addition to that, we should have a proper remake, which is more solo friendly.
Oh, of course.
Like the way I like to think of it, and you can make fun of me for this, is if we lived in Star Trek, what would happen here, right? If we were on Earth in Trek, what would we do with FF11? And the answer is yes. Because they're a post-scarcity society, and they can afford to do that without having someone breathing down their neck being like, hey, this is gonna make me money. Where's my money? Among other problems. Yeah, can we load the holodeck program of Vana'diel really quick? Thanks. Oh my god, I'm not gonna get back. This is ridiculous. I can't get back. Okay.
Yeah, have we noticed that there's a maze to even just get to the mountain?
No, this is wondrous is the word I would use. And yeah, Binding Coil is actually another good example of that, because I firmly believe that Binding Coils could really use a freaking remake, especially given how relevant a lot of the story is in there. However, I am also firmly of the opinion that it should be preserved. It is amusing to me that WoW finally learned this lesson. I'll use 2 examples of this. First of all, Silvermoon, the new Silvermoon, is just better. But the old Silvermoon is still there. It is still preserved. You just have to talk to an NPC or use a portal. And it's like, hey, do you want to see the old Silvermoon? Boop. There you go. It's funny how easy that is, right? Yes, someone somewhere in their life. I don't even know. Do I have a timer? I don't have a timer. I kind of have a timer. Hang on.
Not visibly, no.
Hang on. So, God, I can't see it under my own party window. I've got timestamps, so I'm not sure which one is which. Looks like that one. So it looks like it's been 7 minutes so far. I have so far accomplished literally nothing.
Would you like a hint? Just a small hint?
No. It's good. We're good. Everything's good. We've got the haste music going. Problem I'm running into now is getting back to the start. Because I do actually have an idea, but I sort of need... It's the same puzzle problem, right? You want to get back to default. Like, you ever do those sliding puzzles, and you're like, oh, God, I have no idea what I'm doing. Hang on, let's revert to default. There's no reset button on half of those. You just kind of thug it, or don't. What is this black crap? Why? In fact, actually, I have a much better question. Why is that preventing me from progressing? I have killed 2 gods at this point in my life. I think I can hold my breath for 5 seconds while I cross a miasma field. That's 2 feet wide. Oh my God, I don't know how to get back around. I think I know what it wants me to do. Jesus Christ, I hate this game. All right, maybe I should just get the fat chocobo music going. Maybe that would be the correct move.
Probably wise.
Oh my God, Ross, you have no idea. Oh, I've run into an EverQuest jumping puzzle. Look.
Yeah, I have been vibrating in my seat waiting for today, waiting for this quest.
Yeah, a fun fact, ever since I figured out how to do the nation states, my knee-jerk thought was to do that. Prioritize that, get that done and out of the way. But several people, cough, cough, were like, no, you gotta do Promathia first. And I'm like, okay, I'll get to the mountain first, because I know that's what you want. You wanted me to get here while it was still the weekend.
I didn't say prioritize the mountain.
This is the believing you sound.
No, really, it didn't even cross my mind until a couple of days ago.
A couple of days ago.
A couple of days ago.
Which was Friday, which was when the run started.
My thought process was literally, you know, I remember having problems with this. Maybe we should showcase it as it was, you know, back in the day.
I love this. There's portions of the map. I know we're not technically supposed to have a map. But there's portions of the map where it's like, hey, this is a path. No, it isn't. Don't lie to me. Okay, look, I've gotten past that one rock because apparently climbing is another skill that the Warrior of Crystal has never learned.
Congratulations, you've made it back to the mountain.
Yeah! Let's see if I can find a ramp now. Now that I've got, I don't know how many, like probably like 15 minutes left. Oh, hey, ramp. This is it. Okay, you see this, Ross? You see this nonsense? Oh, God, I can't even get up here, can I? Yep, nope, the bones are... Okay, never mind. So that's 2 ramps that are... Oh, wait, ramp. Nope, there's a rock here. Okay, that's not it. Yeah, there's no jumping, Ross. As I've said several times, there's not really a Z-axis or a Y-axis or whatever. We'll do fisticuffs over it later. There's no height. There's no third dimension.
Oh, this is worse than troll rooms. This is...
Still looking for, like, a ramp. Any ramp, really, at this point. Troll paths! Oh my God, you're right.
Quite possibly the most spiteful thing I've seen in an already kind of spiteful game.
Yeah, no, So there is a concept in real life, which sucks. It's called hostile architecture. I don't recommend looking into it because it's awful, but I'll give you a quick summary for those of you not aware. It's when you deliberately design stuff to be an impediment towards resting on it or napping on it or otherwise, as a way to try and tell homeless people that they can go suck a dick. Now, it's way more awful than what I'm describing. It's also very normalized and very common. But the point I'm trying to reach is that hostile architecture comes from a point of malice, right? Like, there is legitimate evil intent behind hostile architecture. It's actually objectively evil. I hesitate to use that word, but it is objectively evil. It spends resources and takes time and effort and energy for the sole purpose of causing harm to another. That's all it's there for. Yeah, and it does lead to deaths too. Like I said, don't look into it. It's pretty bad. So the reason I bring that up, to bring this to something slightly less horrific than that, is something I've encountered in my career many times actually, is hostile game design, where it's very clear that the developers legitimately wanted the player to hurt. I don't mean friction. I don't mean something to overcome. I mean, screw you. Amusingly, I tend to see this often in Japanese developers, but it's not a Japanese developer exclusive thing. It's just a thing. Oh, we are now at 15 minutes remaining, by the way. Ah! Hold your breath! It's like 2 feet! Just go!
By the way, you noticed that those were on the mountain too, right?
Oh, no, I saw earlier when I could actually see the mountain. At the moment, I can't.
So something actually happened to me during this playthrough when I, went up the mountain for this quest progression.
Mm-hmm.
Those spouts of miasma can just stop and then start again. It's on like a 30-second interval or something like that.
Oh.
And as I was crossing one that was not active, it activated, pushing me right off the mountain.
Yeah, it's okay, because you could so clearly see where the vents are. After all, every crack in the ground is clearly a miasma vent, right?
Mm-hmm. Every single one. Yeah.
Like I was kind of leading towards there. This feels mean. And I can prove it. I can legitimately prove it. I really can. Because mounting breaks the jewel.
Yeah. A convenience feature introduced a decade later breaks it.
And the worst part is, as we have kind of already showcased, mounts wouldn't even help, really.
Nope.
Like, they'd probably make this a lot worse. Hi, Ice Tray. Are you a lurker? I've seen your name many times. Like, you are known to me. Do I wish I was playing FF14 right now? Yeah, yes! Yes! God, yes, please!
Yeah, me too.
Oh, hi, Rax, what's up? So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to mount on purpose.
Yeah, go ahead
and restart my timer.
Here, we're gonna guide you.
I couldn't do anything.
Blade, are you? Oh, there you are.
Okay, I have the jewel.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my god.
Let me pull up the map.
Like, I got to the mountain twice, and both times I either didn't find, or there wasn't to find, a path forward. One of the two. Yeah, monkey paw curls. And now I'm in FF14 1.0. And as a reminder, for those of you at home who don't know this, I have played 1.0. Literal 1.0, not like pre-ARR, because we call all of pre-ARR 1.0. No, I mean, I played launch FF14. When it was at its absolute worst.
Is this the way up? It's gotta be or so. There it is.
What is fun about this game? Well, on this particular quest, the answer is nothing. You lose, sir. And or madam. Let me guess, back up this way, because I had this thought, too.
It's up this way.
Yeah, because I got up here, ran into that miasma.
So this one will actually go down here.
Yeah. So, fun fact, I didn't know that these go away, which is why I've been treating all of these like statics.
Right. There we go.
This very intense music is very apropos.
This one does not go away.
So this is a fall, I'm guessing. Without falling too far, of course. That's the best part. So I'm going to do this at an angle. Try to do that.
There's a second fall.
That's what I'm trying. Jesus, camera! Ah! Okay. Okay, and then I want to go this way. Then can I just? Yeah, I can.
I don't know if we're supposed to be down here or up there.
I will chill. I will chill. Yeah, it's like the worst. Like I said, it's an EverQuest jumping puzzle. I have already described this entire quest in one
I want
sentence.
to be up there.
Okay, up. Yeah, this might be one of those things where I have to zoom the camera in a little bit to give the appropriate amount of negatives that this deserves, because this is insane.
Right.
You know, this intense music is perfect for just sitting here and waiting.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to fall there too.
You know what? Here, let's just go back to this music. Okay, hang on. Okay, let me get. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, hang on. Oh, okay. Yes, this should be nominated. We have a category for worst quest / level / stage. Yeah. This should be nominated for that. I'm gonna nominate it for it. And I've done some quests in this game already.
Okay, so
I've played FF2 this year. On the NES.
where the hell am I going? This map is not
Yeah,
the most helpful.
I mean, I can imagine what it would be like trying to map this out.
Here, I'm going to link this in the Discord.
Okay, hang on.
So you see what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, imagine for... Oh my god. Oh my
Not helpful.
god.
It's helpful, but not...
Okay. So, yeah, past the boulder. Yeah, I see it. Past the boulder.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Like, I want you to picture that you're going up, I don't know, the Himalayas or something, right? Ugh. And your Sherpa guide's like, where the hell am I going?
This just appeared, by the way.
Yeah, no, I caught that. I was not that far behind you. Am I disappointed that I can never properly review EverQuest? I mean, I don't think I can properly review EverQuest in general. I am a little sad because, you know, it's a very historically significant game, and I have my own history with it, and blah, blah, blah. But there's no way, there's no possibility. Reviewing EverQuest would be just grinding until I'm max level and then being like, well, that's the game, because there's no content to cover to speak of. I mean, there are quests, but like J-Boots isn't what we would normally consider content, right? Jesus Christ, I'm scared of this one. Hang on.
Yeah, Magister, you're not feeling this, but it feels as though you're slipping around on, you know, the problematic collision in a Bethesda game.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Because I've noticed something too, and I swear this is on purpose because the same hostility we mentioned earlier. A lot of these platforms, these ridges we're walking along, are curved on the outer edge.
Like this bone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. So we're just gonna scooch around that. There we go. But my point is like, it's if there was a lip kind of helping keep you here, that might help a little bit. So you have to like really push to fall down. Although that would actually get in the way about the thing, so I guess that wouldn't work. But the point being...
Is this one of the ones that goes down? I can't tell where I'm at.
I've sort of lost where we are. Isn't this great design, by the way? Something that goes away on a timer, while you are also on a timer. Yeah, this is the ramp I saw earlier and couldn't get up to, because I don't have the capacity to climb a 5-foot rock. And the miasma is just... Okay, hold on. I am actually a really big proponent of video gaminess in video games. I am. I really am. That's something I've argued that more people need to be willing to do. But I also tend to like it when there's some kind of explanation for why we can't progress. why is this waist-high wall a problem, right? I would kind of like to know what this miasma is, and why I give a crap. Like, why is this something that is such an impediment to my capacity to progress? Okay, so that one we have to go by. There's no drop down there. Well, I mean, there is, but that's where we just were. So by logical conclusion, we could wait on this. It's like, you get to do some of these. Oh my god.
Okay, one bridge, another bridge. Okay, I know where I'm at.
Yeah, no, I saw where you fell, Blade. I know exactly where you fell. I have a pretty good mental map thing, and yeah, you'd have to walk all the way back to the very, very beginning. If I had fallen there, that would have been game.
Okay, so you see where the boulder is?
No.
Fall right here.
Okay, I see it. I see it. The other side. There we go. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I need to stress, by the way, that if for whatever reason I am incapable of doing this, we're done. Like, this is MSQ. This is critical path, right?
Exactly.
And we once had a big argument about this. Is actually years ago, before even the current review system, actually. We had a really big argument about whether or not critical path stuff counted more. And the ultimate answer we came up with was yes, if it's a negative. What I mean by that is, if there's something awful that you have to do, it's worse than if there's something awful you don't. So what I'm trying to say is that this is going to get a bonus negative for the fact that this is MSQ. Okay, so what do I do?
What are we looking for? Hang on.
I see a Cradle of Rebirth I can interact with in there.
Yeah.
Can I...
Go northwest of the Cradle of Rebirth.
It's west. Okay.
Wait, no. Once you reach the top with your jewel, check the Cradle of Rebirth to obtain 3 key items. Mimeo Feather, second Mimeo Feather, and third Mimeo Feather. By the way, did you notice he said you need 3 of them?
I do. I did. If we have to do this 2 more times, I'm...
No, thank God.
I'm walking away right now.
Imagine.
Yes, I can. I really can. Okay, we have the 3 feathers. Jesus Christ.
In conclusion, and I have held off on swearing this entire time. Fuck Paradomo Tor. That is all goodbye.
Oh god, how do I leave a channel? Oh, there we go. You can tell I use Discord's channels often. Yeah, no, let's get a screenshot. Let's get a screenshot. I'm gonna use this for my thumbnail. For this one too. Hang on. Let's group huddle somewhere. Yeah, right up here, right up here. Right up here. Let's kind of get a... I'm trying to think of what a good angle would be. This is just good. This is just good right here. I'm waiting, Blade Devil. I'm waiting. Oh yeah, you could just teleport up here. You're not carrying anything. I mute the game now. Oh my gosh. Nope, nope, nope. Come on, game. Don't do that just because I'll tabbed. Grab my screen grabber here. I'm going to wait for Blade Ball. Here's a game I wish I was playing instead of this. Okay, let me make sure. I'm trying to... I'm still debating. There's not really a good shot. Can I zoom the camera out? God, the camera in this game is not great. I'm not going to lie. Yes, we are doing the aura farming. Okay, so there's Blade Taval. So Blade Taval, if you get to the right of Mr. Red... Yeah, let's huddle up a bit more. This camera is so crap. Let's scooch a little bit closer together. Let me turn a little bit this way. Ah! There we go. Can I put the map away? Not that I'm aware of, but I'm trying to aim it so that, like, you can see everyone's names. There we go, like, right there. Nope, I'm still in the way of Mr. Red. Hang on. Let's do, like... There. Now I can see everyone's names. Everyone pretend you like each other! Oh, hang on, hang on. Nope. Didn't do it. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Say Fuzzy Pickles! There we go. Got a shot with the flame. Let me go ahead and make that thumbnail really quick, just so I don't lose the image. I'm gonna shrink this a little bit. Give me a sec, give me a sec. There we are. Comrades in hell. Okay. Alright, so hey, back to the guide. Now that that's a thing. Oh, right, I need to write down Little Billy's sub. I was on a timer earlier. Don't worry, I remembered. So that's going towards... Bug Fables. How is that my fault? Oh, let me guess. Housing items. Sea of Stars. And Pokemon Soul Silver. There we go. Okay. I love this. This, in the walkthrough, right? This can be quite frustrating for a lot of players because the path to the top is not clearly defined, and falling off may mean 30 minutes or more of lost progress. Before leaving, if you have started this quest that unlocks proto waypoints, I don't know. Go northwest to the Cradle of Rebirth and interact with the geomagnetic font. So you can teleport back to the peak at any time. Speaking of Velen Falkenstein, let's add a smattering of negatives. Let me actually think about this for just a second. You've got to be kidding, Rex. Okay, small smattering of negatives done. What do we got? Okay, so Windhurst Walls Home Point 1. Get me the hell out of here, Mr. Wizard. We're gonna pause the music. No, wait. We gotta listen to fake rich people music. God, wow. I find this very funny because Delkfa was my quit point in this game. I want you to think about that. I put this game down, my most sincere attempt to play it, at Delkfa the first time. Hmm. '87 Kitten Fan. See, the best part, Rax, I guarantee you that would have been a quick point for me in PAX. I mean that. I'm not trying to be negative. It's just I want you to picture the mentality of, okay, so you're doing a story section you don't like, and it's just grating on you, and you have to run around chasing after these assholes, which is not fun gameplay or story-wise, and then you have to do that frickin' mountain. Keep in mind, all of this is interrupting the main story, which is legitimately interesting. Excellent, this is everything I need, Athie. I'll get straight Athie to work. Oh, and make sure you find Athie those 3 troublemakers before I finish repairing Athie the mirror. I mean, yeah, Valerian. Must fix Athie the mirror. I need to fix Athie the mirror. I will fix Athie the mirror. Okay, I don't care. At all, really. This is funny. Okay, so we talked to him and he's going to fix the mirror, right? So what do you think the next step is? If you said anything other than go to some other completely unrelated place to talk to some completely unrelated person, then you are wrong. This is FF11, sir and or madam. God. I'm still stewing after that. I want you to know. I appreciate the guide. First of all, thank you very much for the guide. Thank you for helping me chop off my own pinky. Because honestly, I can see what would happen if I had gotten to that point. And I didn't have a guide, and I didn't have a map, and I didn't have anything. And I would just be like, this might be the end of the run, guys, if I can't manage this. Like, I've got other stuff to do, you know? That's a good question. What is the raid group size in this game? I don't even know what party size is. 5, maybe? I don't know. Probably, Valerian. Okay, party size is 6. That's right, we have to talk to this. Who is this person? Why are we talking to this person? Extra, hear all about it. Why are we talking to this person? Why is this critical path? Why is talking to this random person the MSQ? 3 Tataru wearing clothing from another country? How come you know all about Taru, our next special feature? If you're looking for them, they were just Taru on top of the air travel agency sighing as they watched airships come and go. Okay. Those big boats are called airships, right? I wonder if one of those could take us home. But as soon as we get home, we're going to be in big trouble. Christian is never lazy in her punishments either. Kids, you can take her or me. Just saying. She definitely doesn't hold back. She really gets ugly, that's for sure. You know, I've been thinking, I don't think that guy was our father. Nah, not our dad. Nope, not our daddy. Our father would be someone a lot more powerful. He's our dad, after all. This is almost exactly the same dialogue we said earlier. Our daddy would have to be a super-duper double whammy extra whizzy wizard. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. And then they went looking for some super-duper double whammy extra whizzy wizard somewhere in Winter's Model. Yeah, we did all that for literally nothing. We did all that for literally nothing. Sorry, hang on. Loke said something that's already scrolled off my screen. Lotro is worse than this. No, Lotro is 100% a better game than this. It would be a worse stream than this. A Lotro stream would be very, very slow. Everything takes forever. And I mean everything. Walking takes forever. Traveling takes forever. Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, who said Lotro is worse than frickin' FF11? Jesus. Alright, where am I going? God damn it, I knew it, Rax. I knew it was coming the whole time. God, you remember how the Sandoria trip was just walking around and talking to a few people? And honestly, I'm going to be 100% real. I thought even that kind of sucked. Because of how just randomly spread out all of it was. And how there was a random boss fight with no warning out of nowhere in the middle of it. Not the end, in the middle of it. Little did I know. What am I looking for? Tasuka Parika. Tasuka Parika. Alright, I feel that camera jitter. Feel that camera jitter. Well, I've got good news. I will never stream Lotro. Unlike FF11, Lotro is completely off the table. Even if we did a MSQ only run, it would still just be such a thing. I can't seem to concentrate on my work today. Why do I keep having the strange feeling that something... Father! This is the third time. Dad, we missed you. Daddy, your beautiful children are here. Who are you three supposed to be? We probably didn't know it, but we were in Mommy's tummy when we were separated. That is the exact same... I'm gonna slug them. I'm gonna slug them. No, you know what? You know what? I can be benevolent. I'm gonna line them up and I'm gonna kick them back to Tavnazia. Or Tasmania, whatever it's called. You think I'm your father? I'm old enough to be your grandfather. Grandpappy? Could he be our grandpa? We've come all the way from Tavnazia to look for our father. Tavnazia? I'm afraid neither I nor my daughter have ever been to Tavnazia. That's weird. We heard our father was in the Ministry of the Optistery. You're not our dad, Mr. Karahu, Barahu, Rakapa? You three are the children of Karaha Baruha? That's right, our father is dude. I'm going to stop saying that name. Our lives are in danger. We came looking for our daddy to help us. We have children. I'm flabbergasted. Now think about it. He did mention something about a trip to Tavnazia. He said he had an encounter that would change the history of Anadiel's people. He meant his meeting with your mother? No. Oh, my poor little ones. I have some terrible news. He passed away 20 years ago. He perished from incredible summoning magic he used to save our beloved Windurst. He's dead? He died from using summoning magic? We're doomed! Will/panic for food. I'm sure you are terribly wearably shaken by all this. My sincere condolences. But do not despair. As the successor of all matters related to the Optistery, I will do everything in my power to aid you. Will you give us money? You don't seem to be powerful at all, Grandpa. You don't look rich either. I suppose I have no more money or power than most people. However, I am known as the Fountain of Knowledge. All the information in the books you see before you is incredibly etched into my magnificent memory. Go ahead, ask me anything you wish to know. Okay, who are the Kulu? The Kulu were an ancient race that no longer exists in our time. about the Zillart? The Zillart were an ancient race that no longer exists in our time. How about Bahamut? That'd be the name of the ancient king of the worms that no longer exists in our time. Amazing. You managed to get every question wrong. What? What are you talking about? One more question. Who's Nagmalada? Isn't that the name of a Juno and diplomat? I believe he was responsible for adjudicating talks between the three nations during the time of the war. Wow, I knew he was somebody important. He's important, powerful, and rich. He could have been our daddy if he was a Tataru. What are you whispering about? Have you come to realize my greatness? Yeah, we're gonna head for Juno now. Head for Juno! Juno! Yeah, it's the page is updated, and the bot is updated. Look. Exclamation mark next will once again work. Why am I doing this? I keep looking at the next quest step, and several times now I've actually thought, why? Why am I doing this? Because I'm an adventurer. Apparently because I've got nothing better to do with my life. Hang on. So that's Windurst. Walls? Yes. Hey, Glorious Barbarian. Thank you for the sub. But there are only 2 Kingdom Come Deliverance games. So what would you like to put your third thing towards? I just realized we've only been doing this quest for 1 hour and 40, which makes this less time-consuming than getting those 7 freaking elemental shards was. As a reminder, that took us 2 hours and 40 minutes with a guide. 2 guides, actually. I fixed it. I repaired the mirror. Now, adventurer, it's time, Athie, to put these false accusations to rest. I must bring Athie everyone here. Professor Koromoro, Dr. Shentoto, the Totaro Times, and of course those 3 reputation-ruining children from Tavnazia. Do we have to? What, they've already left? What about the matter of this questionable parentage? Simply astonishing. Who would have guessed they were the children of Karaha Baruha? Anyways, hang on. Let me write this down. Glorious Barbarian. And that's going towards Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And Dealer's Choice. Thank you again, Glorious Barbarian. Oh, dear Athie. I think Athie... So, yeah, by the way, we just did all that for literally nothing. Literally for nothing. If we had just hung out in town for an hour, we would have accomplished exactly the same thing. If we had gone and grabbed a bite to eat at the local Tap Caf and gotten a coffee and just sat there and chilled and enjoyed the vibes, we would have literally accomplished the same as going to that frickin' mountain. Alright, what does this quest reward? That's a good question. What do we get for doing this? Reward. None. Since you assisted me in my recent crisis, I suppose I can tell you what I know. I must warn you, though, that precious little was discovered. The expedition mostly served to prove the evil of the Northlands when 2 of the musketeers failed to return. Terrible power in the land has been whispered about for many years, but I do not believe that anyone has yet managed to discern where or what the power truly is. Hi, Elizar. Minister Rakusu of the Ranastri is continuing the investigation of the Northlands, but has discovered nothing more than a few trivial elements. All I know is it was suspicious actions of Bastok that interfered in the original expedition. As for the details of what happened back then, you should take your questions to Bastok or Sandoria. So, the information you have for me is, and I quote, nothing. I know more about the expedition than you do. In character. This is bad. This is really bad. I'm going to give this more negative. This is awful. This is so spitting in the player's face. In addition to everything else it's doing wrong. What was that, Bladeville? This is when Bladeville's like, this is my favorite quest of the entire game. It's so realistic. See, because we spent all that time and effort doing stuff that led to nothing. And that's just like real life. Don't you love how in real life you put a lot of time and work into something and get nothing out of it? Isn't that great? Well, you want to hear about the multinational expedition? What's there to know? Everybody that went on the damn mission passed away or was... Well, I usually don't believe in crazy magic curses, but after hearing the stories about what happened in the Northlands, I don't think there may be any other explanation. You already heard from the other two nations the expedition was formed on the suggestion of the Republic, right? Maybe it's time I face up to my past crimes. I was the one who pressured the government into sending the party to the Northlands, and now that you found me out... He takes off his shirt dramatically, and now he's just wearing an outfit made of teeth. 30 years ago, a man brought a strange stone to the metalworks. It wasn't any bigger than my fist or my teeth, but just standing near, I could feel its power flowing from its facets. That power was greater than any crystal I'd ever seen. I was shocked and amazed by what lay before my eyes. When the man told me it was a fragment of a crystal he found in the Northlands, I was convinced that something more was hiding up there. I thought if I could find the energy source and bring it to Bastok, the Republic would thrive, ultimately becoming the strongest, most advanced nation in the world. So I told my discovery to the President, and suggested he ready an expedition led by a party of musketeers. It was supposed to be top secret, but somehow the information leaked to the other two nations, and in the end, the expedition turns up nothing, and we lost more than we could have ever imagined. I would throw away a monkey's paw. I ain't messing with that nonsense. Now that I think of it, the energy from that stone might have been enough to power the crystal propulsion unit. Could Juno have already found a new source of energy in the Northlands? If only I had that rock. Unfortunately, it disappeared 30 years ago, right around the time of the expedition. The man who sold me the stone, he called it Magicite, said he bought it from Tavnazia, and it was a piece of a larger gem known as the Star of Tavnazia. Maybe that crazy blue-haired girl from the island knows something about that gem. Do you think you could ask her for me? And my teeth. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on 3-4, I think. I'm double checking that. Yes! We did it. We did it. Yes, but how would it twist that wish, Triaxia? Because it would twist the first wish, right? Quit while you're ahead. I mean... Yeah, pretty much. You know, hold on. I legitimately need a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Let me get a few more negatives that I was thinking about just now. Okay, so we're past it. We're good. Everything's good. Life is good, Mr. Red. Life is so good. Because we're done. I need to take a pain pill. I literally have a headache from that. See, all we had to do was embrace Sultana. That's all we had to do. Oh, now what? Sure, the airships are ready for departure. I'll be traveling on a separate vessel. If he appears before I arrive, prevent him from escaping, but do not attack. Yes, sir. It's all working as planned. Now I will finally retrieve what is mine. Yes, actually, little Billy. In fact, the game has crashed already because of that. No joke. But yes, originally this game did not allow for alt-tabbing at all. By design, because, and I'm going to put this as bluntly as I can, because the developers are assholes who hate you. There's someone here! There's someone here! Who hate you personally. Yeah, imagine alt-tabbing on accident, which is easier to do than you think. Or disconnecting or losing connection or whatever in the middle of that nonsense. Like, just picture that. Ah, Lore Runner, just the man I wanted to see. A young lady claiming to be Prish's acquaintance is here. Lore Runner, it's so nice to see you again. Are you my new romance option? Because, like, I kind of liked the last one a little better. Are you searching for her as well? That's a lie. I like Olmia better as a character. I see. You wish to know more of the Magicite gem that a peddler from Tavnazia sold to Bastok over 30 years ago. I do recall hearing stories of the Star of Tavnazia. Unfortunately, I never actually set my eyes upon it. Yeah, no, exactly. Olmia actually has a character. Lion has boobs. They're nice boobs, but, like, I kind of want more in my women, you know? Sir Aldo, you would not happen to know anything of this gem, would you? I've heard stories of a mysterious gem kept in the Tavnazian Cathedral. If that relic is also Magicite, I wonder in what way it's connected with the other Magicite found around Vanadiel. Deep within the Orc, Quadav, and Yagura strongholds, there are doors that, I know, thank you for the repeat information. If the Beastmen were drawn to these crystals and chose those areas to build their towns, then the Magicite in the Northlands is more than likely... Perhaps someone in Tavnazia knows something. Or we cannot leave without Prish. Where could she have wandered off to? Leader, that girl, she's been taken to Dr. Monbarreau's. What? What happened? Seems she was attacked while visiting the Temple of the Goddess. Attacked? Prish! Yeah, Olmi is growing on me, legitimately. More than Prish, honestly. I should jot her down for a potential. Whoop. Yeah, every Promathia individual. Except for the trio. Wait, is someone there? I didn't even check. Yes! Okay. We've only had like 2 traversals where there hasn't been someone standing there. Seriously, 2 total. We come back here a lot. I have no idea, Mr. Ed, but it's getting funny. Chronologically, is this after or before FF7? Neither is, of course, the correct answer. The Final Fantasy series, with very, very few exceptions, does not have continuity with itself. An acquaintance of the patient who was just brought in? That is correct. Where is she? Ah, you also know the patient. You may accompany the Lore Runner. However, I must warn you, her condition is quite unstable. It seems she is suffering terribly. Prish! Wait, you are... Do you know each other? This noble warrior is the one who brought in our unconscious princess. Sir Tenzin, the adventurer Lore Runner, is also acquainted with the patient. Yeah, this is 3 paths. Double checking. Yeah, 3-5. Nope, this is Darkness named. Excuse me. Sorry. This looks like a large walkthrough page, which is always a bad sign. Prish, what ill fate has befallen you? Keeper, Prish, of the Apocalypse! Keeper of the Apocalypse, what are you speaking? The sword vibrates. There's orcs nearby! Calling me, stop, get away! No! Her amulet is gone! Did you not see an amulet about my dear friend's neck? Without it, she... I apologize, but by the time I found her, she was without this amulet of which you speak. Impossible. Wait, Lord Runner, could you show me your amulet? I feel they might be connected in some way. Please, it's the only way we can save Prish. But yes, they're all different settings, Eleazar. Like Star Wars and Star Trek are different settings. The patient's condition has stabilized, however she shows no sign of awakening from the deep sleep into which she has fallen. In all my years as a doctor, I've never seen anything like this. Lord Runner, do you truly feel this all has some connection to that amulet? If only the mysterious boy who dropped it were still here, he might help us shed some light into the predicament in which we find ourselves. Boy? You don't mean the same boy whom the Ducal Guard is searching for, do you? What's this? Have you also heard rumors of the strange young man who disappeared days ago? I was there, dude! I see, so this boy carried with him an amulet similar to the girl's. It could be why she was attacked. The precious amulet was given her by Cardinal Meldarion. It's preposterous to think the Cardinal will be associated with criminals. Cardinal Meldarion of the Tavnazian Cathedral? Yes, long ago the Cardinal gave the amulet to Prish after she'd been badly injured in an accident. She said it was to protect her. Ever since that day, she has not been without the amulet, but why would anyone wish to steal it? Perhaps it was the boy who stole the amulet. However, just days ago, I heard the boy was recently spotted in the ruins of Soja, located deep within the dreaded Northlands. What? Are you positive? A soldier I treated for hypothermia mentioned that his party had seen him alone in the ruins. When the Ducal Guard learned of this, they set out for the Northlands at once. So the four crystals lie... The fourth crystal lies in the ruins of Soja. I have no time to lose. Wait! Before you set off, I must inform you the ruins are controlled by an organization known as the Tenshodo. You should probably consult with them first. I see. Thank you for this information. Good day, Doctor. I mean, Zoja makes sense. I'm just making fun. I'm allowed to make fun of pronunciations in FF11 because they don't have voice acting! Hey, Valerian. Adding voice acting to FF11. Yay or nay? Oh, hey, look. Bikini Lady is still here. Behold! The source of all the evil in Vana'diel. Eat, Rax, eat. What you eating? Tell me something better than cereal. Same person's there. You mean homemade or home-baked? Both are good, I'm just curious. What's wrong with cereal? I don't know. I eat cereal because it's basically rations and it's cheap. There's only one expense I can really pull back on, and that's food. So, who am I talking to? You. What, you want to explore the towers of Zoja? That shouldn't be a problem. We recently opened those ruins to all explorers. However, the Tenshodo is currently conducting an investigation of the deeper areas of the central tower, and we can't have pesky adventurers getting in our way. Though if you scratch our backs, we wouldn't have any problem scratching yours. It just so happens that the Tenshodo is searching for a certain jewel that's very popular in Near Eastern countries. What kind of gem is it? It's thin, hexagonically shaped, come in rare colors like carmine and cyan. Our rich people like to decorate their turbans with them. They say that sometimes a strange light suit shoots from their centers, though I've never seen that happen. Luckily, we've been finding a lot of those jewels and other towers of Zoja. Unfortunately, some strange device in that place seems to weaken even the strongest of our numbers. That's where you come in. This is no longer level capped, though, don't worry. Nice, Rex. Yeah, I've had homemade pizza. In fact, one of my hors d'oeuvres was a homemade pizza. That was really good. What is with people standing here? All right. Okay, hang on. There's no guide for getting out there. Let's find out. And thus did we lose the ice trip. I've actually been recently praised on my cooking ability, but cooking videos just takes so much time and effort. Like, you gotta edit the crap out of those. And people were toxic assholes on them, so... What am I looking for? Something sort of the B. Glacier. Bozabla Glacier. Bozabla Glacier. Bozabla Glacier. Nope! Let's see, what is this near? Fayin? Maybe? Okay, whatever, we'll do that. You know, I'm glad I took that nap. I'm just saying. I'm picturing doing that previous quest while tired. I mean, more tired than my normal. Because that's my secret, Captain. I'm always tired. Yeah, I'm kind of curious, too. Okay. See a book. There are apparently several entrances. I don't know which one I need. Okay, go to book. Hang on, let me figure out route. I'm actually not sure how to get up there. Let's try that, see if that works. No, no, no. Spoil me one thing. Will we ever avoid the curse of no music in this game? Like, is there a point at which they stop doing this? I mean, I don't mind an occasional zone having no music. That can be atmospheric, legitimately. It's just that basically every overworld zone and dungeon also has no music. That stops being atmospheric. You know? Oh, speaking of which, how far did you get in FF8, Bladeville? I meant to ask. Oh, hi, Bladeville. FF8 is such a fascinating game to discuss. I'm actually looking forward to streaming it again, and probably for the last time. Won't be the last time I play it. It'll be the last time I stream it. FF8, one of the things I want to talk about when I get there, is FF8 is one of the most unique games I've ever seen where knowing the game is better. Basically, the replay is better than the play, right? Knowing what you're doing improves the play quality so much. Okay, I got the book. Yeah, it's a gameplay version of Babylon 5 Effect. It really is. Like, a lot of games, you know, you can exploit them or break them in half. Or FF5, right, is a good example of a game. You can just crack in half if you know what you're doing. But that's actually not what I'm referring to. Just basic knowledge of how FF8 works. True, there was a snow. Completely changes how you play the game. Let me use a specific example. Just knowing what water is, how useful it is, and where to get it in the early game, that's not an exploit, right? That's just knowing the game. That's just knowing that it's there by the beach near Balam Garden. That kind of stuff kind of changes your second playthrough, you know? Oh, gosh. Hi, Random. Yeah, this is... Fun is a word we can use. Interesting is another word. There are many words we can use to describe this game. I will put that towards Xenoblade 3, Sly Collection, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. Oh. Okay, so like we gotta farm these things. Carmine, Gray, and Cyan. We need to trade all the chips to Gebby. She gives us the pass. That lets us warp back here and go to a specific entrance, which is H8. Oh, there's the chip. Okay. Throw the lot. There we go. Pass on the rest of it. Stop. There we go. 384. I don't even want this, really. Is the gameplay negative over 100? No! Yes. You do not know the power of the negative side. Okay, woo! Okay, we have the great chip. Do I seriously just go back now and turn it in? Am I reading this correctly? Although Mr. Red needs one as well, if I'm reading this correctly. Like, everybody needs one. Doesn't matter which one. It matters that Zeiss has one. Zeiss has to have his pint of blood. Oh yeah, you have your key items, right. Damn you, Mr. Red. Damn you for already having your key items. Yeah, you missed... I didn't even count how many negatives I gave that section. It was not a small number. Let's see here. So hang on, let me write that down from the Zeiss. And that's going towards... I missed it. It was Cyberpunk. I feel really bad. I already mentioned this in the Discord. I have fallen behind. Normally, I like to spend like a little bit of time every night working on projects like that. And I haven't spent any time doing anything. I have been devoured by FF11 and fatigue. That trip took a lot out of me. No jokes, no lies, no nothing. As usual, the timing of a non-dark is always terrible. God damn it, Zeiss. Well, it's okay, as long as there's nobody standing here in this one spot like there always is. Ah! It's 3 times there's been nobody here. I feel gypped. Okay, so do I just trade this? Yeah, okay, so here. This is apparently a female. Yeah, I guess it is. Alright, whatever. Sorry, I gotta say that female. I gotta say it like a Ferengi, whatever you say that. Great ship, great ship. There you go. What do you know? This is exactly what I've been looking for. You know, you're not a bad treasure hunter. You ever think of joining the Tenshoto? Anyways, you'll probably get bored really quick. No! Anyways, take this pass. It'll give you access to more sensitive areas of the ruins. But I warn you one last time, the central ruins are still under investigation. Don't expect any search parties if you get lost. Okay. I just realized something that makes me dislike this game. Yes, just now. 3 days in, I've just discovered what I dislike about this game. I'm kind of being serious, though. Hear me out for a second, okay? Hang on. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're playing Asheron's Call, a Bronze Era MMO. Let's say you get a quest, and there's story to this quest, and there's gameplay to this quest, and there's a reward for this quest, okay? Legitimately, what do you think the format of that quest is? Anybody in chat? I feel like jumping on this question, because I'm curious what people come up with. This is going to be original release. Glacier. No, no, no! Alright, now what the heck, Zeiss? How dare. How dare you be awesome. Cyberpunk. Remember F7R2. Thank you, Zeiss. Very much. I do appreciate you, always. And I will jot this down. These three. So, nobody answered my question, which means nobody's listening to me. So I'm just going to let it go. So, are we going through 6? Okay. Yeah, I did. I want you to tell me what you think the format is of a quest. So Ice Tray says, go to place, do something, come back with thing. Okay. I'm talking like MSQ equivalent. Obviously, AC didn't really have an MSQ because the concept didn't exist yet, but same general idea. There was still main story quests, even in Asheron's Call. As it happens, though, Ice Tray pretty much hits the nail on the head. Even all the way back in Asheron's Call, I remind you, a Bronze Era MMO, what would happen is you would be told to go to a location. You'd go to the location, and you'd be there until you got the thing. Sometimes it's a drop, sometimes it's a specific item deep within the dungeon, usually at the bottom of a dungeon. But either way, you go through place until you get thing. That's interesting. Now, here's the critical part, and this is what made me realize that I actually dislike FF11, or rather, something I dislike about FF11. You ready for this? What that means is, once you're in the dungeon and you leave, going back to town, you're done. You've done the quest. In FF11, a quest would be, go to a dungeon, farm for a thing, go back to town, turn in the thing, go back to the dungeon, progress further through the dungeon, go back to town, talk to the NPC again, go to another town, go to another town, Go to another person in the same town. Go to a person in the first town again. Go to a person in the second town. Go back to the dungeon. Get a thing. Leave to the town. You ping pong in FF11. And that drags everything down. It's actually a problem that, amusingly enough, WoW Vanilla had too with its quest design. Like, a lot of WoW Vanilla's quest design was go, come back, go, come back, go, come back. Usually in waves of at least 3. Right? Like, you go to a spot, you kill, like, the normal enemies, then you kill the other enemies, then you get the drops from the enemies, and then you kill, like, a named, right? So 3 or 4 bounces. It's just interesting to think about, because I'm not sure if Asheron's Call did it the way they did it to be better, or because it was just easier to program that way. I don't know. The Turbine developers were weird. Yes, actually, Ice Train, very similar. The Turbine developers were weirdly ahead of the curve when it comes to MMO design. A lot of what we consider MMO design was invented by Turbine, either in Asheron's Call or in Lord of the Rings Online, or in Dungeons & Dragons Online. Those are 3 big ones. I'm not even joking. The very concept of transmog was invented by Turbine. Just to name one example. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Red. Yeah, I don't regret my time spent with it, but like, I'm never going to even do a pseudo review of AC using a private server, because I don't think it's worth the time investment. That did? Okay. At that point, I might as well just poke it. I actually did have a thought of doing like a brief showcasing of the big 3, the original big 3. I'm not going to commit to that. It's just a thought. It's a vague back-of-the-head thought. It would probably just be a couple of hours of essentially talking about EverQuest while running around at level 1. And then running around at level 1 at Ultima Online for a bit, and leveling around at level 1 in Asheron's Call for a bit, and then, alright, we're good, and that's the day, right? Basically just an essay with a few extra visual parts. Yeah, as I say, I've also already done an Asheron's Call stream. Yeah, ain't that the truth, Valerian? Also, and I'm just going to say this with just a little bit of spite, just a little bit, it irritates me a little bit that Josh Strife Hayes has just kind of taken over the I'm the MMO guy thing for me. By virtue of being younger and more attractive than I am. Oh, and also British. I disagree with Josh Strife Hayes pretty violently on several things. And that's actually kind of worse as I get older, weirdly enough. However, I do, yeah, no, he's fine. I don't spit venom at him. There's much worse than him. I am vindictive towards him because I started the MMO thing back in 2012. And he started much later than me, and his career just took off. I have not presented a case before the EU Parliament. He has. I'm allowed a little bit of bitterness, right? Lore Runner, were you able to locate the fugitive boy? I must have searched the entire landscape surrounding this tower. However, I was unsuccessful in uncovering any trace of him. All that remains is in this area that lies ahead of... Huh? There's this chill in the air. It's a Dutch angle! Damn it, Rax! Oh, he is Zero, 100%. Again, I'm not really joking. When I say that he's younger than me, more attractive, and has a British accent. Those three things, this is not a joke. Those three things are like cheat codes for content creation. And that's not a guarantee it's worth noting. You still have to do a bunch of other stuff. What is the purpose of this place? What sort of dark rituals were performed here? Huh? We're not alone? It cannot be. She's supposed to be resting in the infirmary in Juneau. That boy. So you're the one who saved me. What? I'm supposed to give this to... And no, Valerian is correct. The algorithm, for all its fickleness, is actually very understandable. Right? Oh my god, it's Diablos! Who just shouted, "Traitors! There is no escape." The terrestrial avatar of dreams, Diablos. Which can only mean we're already inside his dream. Ah! Straight camera. Holy crap. Ready. He's level 45, guys, but I've got this. From the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV? And he's slightly harder than that in FF14. He's also in FF8. Your efforts are in vain, for this is nothing but a dream. I am the ruler of the subconscious plane. What you dream becomes my dream, and what I dream becomes your world. Now sleep. I will not let you drag me into your darkness. 18 years. I don't know. That flame. Phoenix! The blazing life force of the Avatar flows through my blade. I, Tenzin, left my country in the Far East after hearing the warning of the Avatars. The warning that the Keeper of Apocalypse's return was imminent. I have come here to request your assistance. Of the 5 crystals, 3 have been overcome by the emptiness. Is it not the duty of the 5 terrestrial avatars to protect the crystals? Let us join in arms and defeat the enemy of light. Battle the emptiness. So Phoenix remains unwhole. This dude's chin, look at that! And that is why she continues to feed people false hopes, all while forgetting the truths that lie in the battles fought 10,000 years ago. False hopes, how can you say such a thing? Listen carefully, children of the dawn. Emptiness is not without reason. Its place is set in the eternal scheme of the universe. That true reason is that which lies deep in your soul. Reason makes you what you are. So if the emptiness is reason, then our souls are filled with it? To defy the will of the Twilight God is to defy reason. Any attempt to escape from emptiness is futile. Now that emptiness encroaches on your soul, you can hear its voice, and the voice that calls back. The voice of the emptiness within you. The voice of emptiness within you? However, there's no need for despair. 10,000 years ago, the Kulu too lost all hope. It was then that I was born here in the depths of their city. I am the ruler of dreams, and within my dreams, within my kingdom of Dynamis, people can escape the harshness of reality. Emptiness consumes the body, but the soul lives on, in my world. If the Keeper of the Apocalypse is truly on his way, There is nothing left on Vana'diel for the children of Altana. Nothing but annihilation. Now come, save yourselves while you have the chance. Let go of all you know and enter my world, as have many others. The realm of dreams is a paradise, free of pain and strife. Look at this dude for a second. I want you to imagine that guy is like, come to paradise with me. And it's like, look, I don't want to be the one to judge a book by its cover, but no, I'm good. Shut up, you monster. Who'd want to live in your prison anyway? How do you know we can't defeat the emptiness? Have you even tried? Fool, you've heard the voice of emptiness. You are aware of what lies beyond my dreams. Even so, you tell me you do not fear what you heard? How'd I be afraid of that? I've survived beastmen attacks, huge explosions, oh, and the fall of Tabnazia. People can do anything if they don't give up hope. Ain't that right? Sure, I guess. Am I even in this cutscene? Why? Why do you remember what you saw in my world? It is I who led you to my realm, or was it you who led me to yours? If that is true, then this light is that of the crystal! Meanwhile, you know, over here, because we were asleep that whole time. Once, Triaxia. You alright? During the worst quest scene in the game, or the quest sequence of the game, I was unable to stop the boy. But for what reason was he here? And what is the truth behind the words of Diabolos? Which is still unclear. I must return to Juno and find out if there's anything else that girl knows. Okay. Mr. Red, wake up! Wake up! You're having a terrible nightmare! You were playing FF11 over and over and over again. Return to us in the waking realm where we can play Midnight and frolic in the lands of Silvermoon. I guess I should hearth? Do you see that they're adding 3 new endeavors? The Centaurs from Dragonflight, the Kobolds from War Within, and the Amani from Midnight. And I want all of that. I want all of that. Yeah, I guess just hearth, honestly. Whatever. Oh, it would be so much worse, Triaxia. So much worse. I wonder how you're supposed to pronounce Rude Gardens. Is it just me? Every time I look at that, I see Rude Gardens. Damn right, Rax. Wait. See, I've been keeping my mouth clamped shut about Torellian Brigman, because, like, obvious spoilers, right? That's as MSQ as that gets. I'm in the wrong spot. I want to go the other place. He'd be so awkward, too, because remember, Rude is, like, antisocial. So he's just sitting there like, I like this music. It's nice. Please stop talking to me. It's 3? No. No, it is 3. I was right. Who's Turellian? Oh, jeez. That's actually a long story. Turellian's been around since Warcraft 2. He was one of the very first paladins of the Silver Hand. He was one of the hero units in Warcraft 2, and he, along with his wife Illyria, were lost when they went through the portal back at the end of Warcraft 2's expansion. He ended up with the Army of the Light fighting the Legion over about 30 years. And now he's back assisting the Army of the Light in the latest endeavor. Here to see the girl. She's been awake for the past few hours. Yeah, that was us. What do you think you're talking about? There's no way the Cardinal would... I know, but even if she did, I am positive there's a reasonable explanation. Oh, Lore Runner. I cannot begin to express my gratitude for you saving Prish. She has informed me of what transpired that day. Possessed by an unknown beast within her own dream. You and Tenzin were able to bring her back, however, we still do not know what became of the amulet she carried. I sense the goings-on of the past few days are about the tip of the iceberg. Don't tell me that! Is there anything more you can tell us? That is the question we should be asking you! What are your connections to the criminal that I, the Duchy, and Lore Runner are searching for? The boy who has constantly eluded the Ducal Guard. Where is he hiding? Prish, you must answer me. Why was that boy with you? Where has he disappeared to? Hell if I know. But if there's one thing I can say, I don't care if he's on the top of Juno's most wanted list. If it weren't for him saving my butt, I'd be pushed up lilacs in the necropolis. Anyway, it's not the boy I'm worried about. What are you going to do about the monster in my dream? You said you knew what it was, right? Come on, spill it, old man. Why is that thing after me? Isn't she older than him? Diablos, terrestrial avatar of dreams. Terrestrial avatar? The terrestrial avatars are 5 powerful gods born of Vana'diel and entrusted to protect her. Many eons ago, the 5 avatars fought a fierce battle with an evil presence that attempted to envelop and suffocate our world. There is the fiery bird of resurrection, Phoenix, whom the blade I carry at my side has been blessed by. And then there's the ruler of dreams, Diablos, guardian of the moon, Fenrir, bringer of rainbows, Carbuncle, conqueror of the skies, Bahamut. Bahamut? You've heard the legend of Bahamut. It just so happens I have traveled across many malms of ocean to this continent to meet Bahamut, and request his assistance in stopping the Keeper of the Apocalypse. Now that you mention it, when I went to Cape Reverne, I do remember Bahamut saying something about a Keeper of sorts. Keeper of the Apocalypse. Prish, those are the words you were saying while you were unconscious. All I remember is before the Gyres arrived, that monster Diablos talked about a song, something about Memoria della... I don't know how to do the text render of this, apparently, in English. Memory of the Crystal. Who's the sane Windrunner? You're funny, Trihexia. He also said that when the Keeper arrives, our pact will be fulfilled, whatever that means. And that's why he told me to see Bahamut as soon as possible. Our pact, what could he have meant? Beats me, I'm not going back there to ask him. But I got a feeling Bahamut could fill us in on the details. That's why we gotta get back to Tavnazia. Back to Tavnazia? You mean you've come from the Marquisate? That is correct. However, we were teleported here by Bahamut, which... Have we spent the last, 5 hours just trying to go back to the island? Is that... Oh, we have boats! We have airships! We have swords! It just so happens I have requested transport to Tavnazia from the leader of the Tenshoto, Aldo. If possible, I'd like you to join me to help... I want to kill everything. I want to watch this land be reduced to smoldering ashes. I want them all dead. I want their puppies dead. I want their grandparents dead. See, you're the guy Aldo was talking about. Well, I guess the more the merrier, right? We'll meet you at Tenshoto when you're ready to go. See, okay. If this entire quest arc had been about getting there, because it's such a weird, wild, dangerous place to get. I don't think I would be bothered by this. But that's not actually what we've been doing, is it? No, I'm serious. It's like, okay, we need to get back to Tabnazia. Oh, hey, here's the boat to Tabnazia. Yeah, exactly. It's like, let's do a side story. I've been holding on to this amulet for a little while longer. You got a problem with that? I mean, that is my amulet, but sure, whatever. Oh, hey, Sean, how's the game going? Hey, when you finish with your business here, why don't you come back to Tabnazia? You know the way, right? Yeah, I can teleport there. I don't know if I can do that in lore, but... Is it worse than Titan? Yes! Sorry, that came out a little louder than I was intending. I apologize. That's a good question, Blade. So it looks like we go talk to a few people next. Hang on, let me actually peek ahead a little. So 4-1 is a talkie. 4-2 is looks like a dungeon. Yeah, that's a... Have we already been there? Oh, man. Go Dodgers. See you around, Valerian. 4-2 is a dungeon. I'm not worried about a boss. That's 4-3. Another dungeon with a boss. Jeez. What's 4-4? Taki. Okay, cool, cool. And then we're up to 5-1. Well, I'm going to keep going regardless because dinner hasn't been called. Nobody's here yet. Like literally, I'm actually home alone right now because everyone's out just doing a thing. It's my phone. I should pull this up in case they've been texting me, which they have not. Okay, good. Where am I going? I'm going to Tav's Nazgis. Go to Tasmania. Go to Tasmania. Nobody's gonna get that. The cradles of children lost. Yeah, that. Phew. Oh, it's good to be home. What's with the long faces? I'm back. Bring out the brew and grub. Something's amiss, Prish. Prish. Olmia, you are all right. What's going on here, Justinius? Something happened while I was gone? Well, we've been conquered, and we must now turn you over to the evil ones. Prish, Olmia, please come with me. There's something we must speak of. You have been found religious heretics. We now have to execute you. Ugh. Oh god, please don't actually be a thing. I don't want to kill a bunch of civilians today. I mean, yeah. know how JRPGs be. Lore Runner, welcome back to the Safehold. This may sound odd, but on behalf of the residents of Tavnazia, I'd like to thank you. Were it not for your arrival on this island, we would likely have been trapped here until our deaths, our existence unknown to those back in the mainland. And I think I would be reunited once again with my granddaughter. There's nothing I could say or do that would express my gratitude. May I enter? Why, if it's not a messenger from the Far East? You should be exhausted from your long journey. Welcome to our humble town. My name is Despair, Olmia's grandfather. I thank you for your warm welcome, Tenzin, at your service. I traveled across the seas to Juneau in hopes of meeting Lord Bahamut. While I was there, I was fortunate enough to make acquaintances with both Olmia and Prish. However, my mission is not yet complete. I request permission to leave the Safehold, so I may continue my journey in search of the Conqueror of the Skies. I see, so you wish to speak with Bahamut. I apologize, but I must ask you refrain from visiting the Avatar at the moment. Bahamut has built a nest, but a few malms from the Safehold. If anyone or anything were to disturb him, the results could be catastrophic from Tavnazia. The diplomat from Juneau, Nag Maloda, should be returning from the Sacrarium shortly. I request you accompany him on his journey to Bahamut's lair. Until then, feel free to rest in our city's wall. We shall try our best to meet any of your needs. A diplomat from Juneau? Understood. I shall wait here until he arrives. Sir Despair, may I ask why I'm not allowed to speak with Lady Prish? Something I must ask her, however, when I attempted to enter a room, she became upset and sent me away. I apologize for her actions. While it may not show, Prish is cursed by a terrible sickness. I wish she would stay in the Safehold and rest, but that personality of hers does not let her do so. I'm amazed her body holds it all. Now that Nag Maloda has promised the revival of trade talks with Juneau, Tavnazia needs Prish to be healthy. I see. Didn't know the situation was so grave. Did you, Loretta? Sir Dispatch, I will comply with your request regarding my journey to Bahamut. But please inform me when the diplomat has returned and further arrangements have been made. By the way, I'm slowly growing on Tenzin, too. I thought he was just going to be another asshole at first, but... This is not good. I must meet with Bahamut before Juneau dispatches its army. But my hands are tied unless I can find Olmia and speak with Lady Prish. Hint, hint. So Death Knight Arthas is dropped into FF14. How far does he go? That's actually an interesting question. I think he'd go far, especially if he still had his necromantic powers. But remember, most of Death Knight Arthas' power was granted to him by the first Lich King. In the absence... I'm going the wrong way. In the absence of the first Lich King's presence, he wouldn't be able to build the army that he can, right? He'd still be an extremely powerful warrior, but that's it. So at that point, the question is, what does he do? Okay, so... Oh my god. Looks like it's actually faster to walk. Okay, sure. I'm with it. Let's go down here then. Yeah, exactly, Post Snow. Don't mistake me, Death Knight Arthas was a beast in combat, but like, that's it, right? Okay, so... Bottom exit. I mean, there's a reason Death Knight Arthas was able to take on Illidan in a one-on-one. You know. That's a good question to unlock. A lot of those kind of cross-setting questions boil down to just kind of either an interpretation layer or presuming that something is kind of equating, right? Powerful Necromancer, aka can braze up, you know, the dead, right? What's the Shadowlands? I'm sorry, I've never heard of that little bit. Can I mount here? By the way, I'm amused that Rax earlier pointed out that you can't mount while carrying the jewel. If I had been paying attention, I might have noticed the message, because there was a message saying, hey, by the way, you just broke the jewel. But my very first step was going to be going ahead and mounting as soon as I picked up the jewel. Yeah, you're completely right. It was literally going to be the first thing I did. There was a text message, but I only noticed it because you pointed it out. I really am not sure I would have noticed it otherwise. Lore were you looking for me? Marry me, Olmia. Sorry, what? Forgive me, I knew not what to do. In times such as this, I come here to sing. Listen, this wind can carry your thoughts and dreams. It will rise up into the boundless sky and soar over the ocean, echoing across the entire world. Gentle Altana will hear your supplication and bestow her blessings upon you. When I was but a young girl, I came here to whisper a prayer to the goddess, and truly was it answered. For the goddess gave me you, Lorna. Took a few years, but you know. What's the matter with you? Same age. What's you so worked up about? You're so full of angst, I could hear your thoughts from miles away. You don't have to say a thing. Let's see now. Huh? You didn't make it into the choir? You were too nervous to sing in front of everyone? Unbelievable. I guess I can understand why you'd want to join the cathedral choir. Get to wear those pretty clothes, and every meal's a feast. But it's not the end of the world, you know. Listen to me. You might be too young to realize it, but this world is one damn big place. Let me put it this way. This world stretches away to the right, and stretches away to the left, combined with the world above and the world below. That's a whole lot of world around you. You get it? This marquisate you live in is just one part of the Tavnazian archipelago, which is just one part of the world of Vana'diel. And the world of Olmia is just one tiny little corner of all of that. But I guess your dream of singing in the choir's over. You suck. Bye! And so is your parents' dream that you enter that world. The world where you can sing still exists in Vana'diel. Do you see? Come on, let me hear you sing. Let's make that world right here. No, I do like the fact that Prish is completely unaged in a scene which shows Olmia as an actual child. 40 my ass. Prish, you've snuck out of the cathedral again. Cardinal Mildarian. See you around, Olmia. Boy. Thanks to Prish, my wish was granted and I was able to join the choir. And of course, Ulmia's not going to tell me that she hasn't aged. That's for the player to know, not the character. Which is interesting. That's when I learned she was the abhorrent one, who had long been connected with the Tavnazian Cathedral. I also discovered the power she was born from should be reviled, not Prish herself. However, that was not the only time Prish was there to help me. When we swept up in the storm of war, were it not for her power, I doubt we would have survived the terrible fate that befell our city. What she accomplished was nothing short of a miracle. As you are no doubt aware, while we were on the mainland, I pled for aid to Juno, made with Nagmalada's assistance. The eyes of the people of Tavnazia were shining so very brightly, just as they did that time when Prish was still called the Abhorrent One. Dawn Goddess, bless me with your wisdom. We need your guidance in choosing the right path of action. What must I do? Is Prish truly deserving of such revilement? I mean, that accent, right? I wish to save her, but in doing so, I damn myself. Surely such an act can be forgiven. Oh my. Bahamut, one of the terrestrial avatars. Could Bahamut be the one to answer my questions? Lore Runner, I will go to meet with him. Would you accompany me on my journey? We go to Monarch Lyn, the home of Bahamut. Well, alright then. Okay, where am I going to? You know what? Honestly, actually, hang on. This is probably faster. Yeah, I'm just gonna Unity. I think it's actually faster. Listen, I was told to hate people, Bragwin. I do what I was told. I'm curious, is any variant of artifact gear still good, like at endgame? Like at 99 plus content? Yeah, that's what I meant, like fully upgraded. I know the original artifact gear was like level 50 or something. When I was playing, getting artifact gear was like the thing. Everybody wanted to get the artifact gear. It's like, oh my god, the artifact gear, the artifact gear. And then obviously that kind of fell by the wayside a bit. I guess I'm cutscening, so alright, let's see what happens here. Deja vu, as they say. Lord Runner, you're here! I hope I did not keep you waiting. It took some time to convince Justinius. Of course it did. Even if Prish were here, there'd be no way I'd letting a young lady climb into the den of beasts all alone. She is not alone. You're that man from the east. It's far east, thank you. With an experienced adventurer like Lore Runner and the Phoenix Blade at my side, there is nothing for her to fear. It would seem Bahamut is indeed close by. Now let us begin our climb. Can't let you do that, Star Fox. Who goes there? Oh my god. He. Your every move. is so predictable. We're a negative to story. Meeting with Bahamut is forbidden. Mr. Nagmalata said so. Trespassers are to be punished. What wickedness is this? Time to get warped, lawbreaker. She cast the wrong warp. She cast the wrong warp! Leave these idiots to me. I'll catch up. It's about time someone taught these pranksters a lesson. Dude, that's an axe. Don't be too harsh on them. No, no! Be harsh on them. You're not getting away. Feel the mighty spells. Okay, lol. Lol. Aha! Why is there no music in the clouds? Of all places, you'd think this place would have a song, right? Right? Like, it's not just me. I don't really have a sky playlist. So we'll do space. Yeah, like, doesn't this face just feel like it should have a song? Actually, you know what this place really should have? I'm kidding, but still. Hey, look, it's Pyro the Dragon. I'll be here all week. Unless the electrician comes by tomorrow, which he's supposed to. Yeah, I'm watching. By the way, fun fact. We're at the finalization part of the contracting work. Literally, the last steps are the electrician doing a few touch-ups at the very end. Like, that's all that's left at this point. Yeah, of course, Bladewell. It's... I don't even know at this point. I really don't. Yeah, I'm watching. What are these? Level 50 stuff. Up to 57, though. I like how you don't actually see the level of the enemies you're fighting. You see the level range. If I was the CEO of the Pokemon anime, would I have Ash ever evolve Pikachu into Raichu? No. One of the, if not the, primary core tenets of Pokemon as a franchise is you play your favorites. That's true in the games, that's true in the anime, that's true in the other games. It's gonna say the manga, but actually, no. It's a whole thing. It's the primary thing. The whole point is that you can sit down and come up with your own team of your favorites, and you can make it work. There are very few Pokemon that are objectively bad at Pokemon. There are some, but it's a small list. And honestly, most of those you could probably make work anyways if you really worked at it. So, no. I would say that Pikachu stays Pikachu because he's his Pikachu, not his Raichu, if that makes any sense. Teams of full Magikarps have been done. That's the thing, right? Like, that's... I remember during Gen 2, there were all Magikarp teams, and there was a whole thing, a whole, like, side meta for that. I demand to know detail. Oh, for Christ's sakes! There we go. I demand to know the burrito, Ross. Oh my god, Bragon. Been there. Let me tell you something. What the patch that introduced housing to Asheron's Call introduced a concept called a writ. A writ was what paid for a house, and in the bigger houses, writs were required for renting a house too. Now, they had a brain, right? There was a quest they added in, which was a once ever. You could only ever do this quest once, but when you did it, you got a free writ. That was there to make sure that every character had the possibility of gaining access to housing. Okay, cool. But you've already noticed the problem, haven't you? Because there's one quest which everyone's doing to get a writ. I remember with total clarity standing in line in this quest for hours. And it was very, it was a decent line. The players were cool. Everyone was just standing in line every time the mob would respawn. Because, of course, the boss that drops a writ thing has a frickin' 10-minute respawn, because I don't know why. Anyways, every time it respawned, the person up would kill it, and sometimes other people would help him kill it. Then that person would get their loot, and they move on. Hours. Hours spent in line, waiting for my turn. Amusingly, I don't think I have the Calm Lens music handy. Whoop, hello. Pretty much, Brago. Pretty much. What's funny is they could have fixed that so easily, with technology that already existed by the time that quest came out. They could have just made him drop several copies of the writ. You have to understand, Asheron's Call had a cooldown-based game. What I mean by that is, let's say there's a quest to loot something and you get experience for turning that in, right? Well, that item, picking up that item, that is to say, has a cooldown timer attached to it. Usually a couple of days, sometimes a few weeks, sometimes a month. Real time, by the way. So that meant you could then go do that again in the future if you really wanted to get the reward again. The reason I bring that up is you could have just attached a timer to the writ item. Because the writ item was the thing you'd turn in, and you can't loot another one if you have a cooldown. It won't let you, right? So just have it drop 20 of the damn things. That way everyone picks up the one that they can pick up. Wow, that was a long timer on that one. But no, 10-minute respawn, 1 drop per enemy. Screw you. All those who traverse the endless sea of clouds, all those who bear the shadowless sun as they cross the skies. Winged brothers and sisters, hear my call. It is I, Bahamut, King of the Worms. Come and gather before me. The time has come for the fulfillment of the ancient pact. And I have no idea push-ups. We haven't had to call anyone else yet. Dragons, plural. Oh, goody. That's great. Carne asada, french fries, cheese, guac, and red salsa. Oof. Yes, please. These are not dragons. Worms! Their king Bahamut has called upon his minions. And now they gather from all parts of the world to prepare for a war. A war to protect the Mother Crystals and Vana'diel. Worm King Bahamut, Bahamut, conqueror of the skies. Can you hear me? It is I, Tenzin. I've traveled halfway across the world carrying the breath of Phoenix. I have heard your call. The Keeper of the Apocalypse among us, and the emptiness has already enveloped 3 of the Mother Crystals. I've received the blessings of the Flame of Resurrection. Allow Phoenix and I to accompany you in its efforts to destroy the Keeper. I'm here to serve you. I pledge my life and my soul to your cause. I do too, Little. The future of Vana'diel is in danger, and you mock my sincere request? Lord Bahamut, are you no better than the ruler of dreams, Diabolos? Do you too look down upon my incompleteness? Incompleteness is the least of your petty faults. Open your eyes to the destiny that lies before you. Oblivion! I mean, probably Zach Deft. I don't know, I've never heard him. I like the way you're thinking about Overlord. Let's make it a chance to drop. Increase the respawn timer to a day. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And also make the enemy really difficult to fight. Would I call FF11 a successful game? I mean, it certainly made buco bucks back in the day. And still is financially, like, it still makes money. It is still a green game. I don't know, Raglan. I think it might be like a thunder effect or something equivalent. I'm seeing it too, for record. Yeah, like right there. Phoenix, you have found yourself quite a brave soul to bear your burdens. Not many can withstand the fury of Oryu. However, your actions have chosen to take are useless. While you are fully aware the children of Altana are powerless against the emptiness, you still drag them into your games. Bahamut, in size, we may seem like insects to you, but our strength is beyond anything you can imagine. Our roads lead to the most distant lands. Our songs rise out of the seas. When united, there is nothing we cannot do. If you think of this as a game, then it is we who will bring victory to Vana'diel. Bahamut, we fight for the same cause! There's no reason for us to feud. Let us join together and put an end to the Keeper of the Apocalypse. Silence, child. I need not hear you whimpering. Phoenix, I ask you, what is it you wish? Sing to these children. Tell them of our age. Innocent blood spilled forth onto the plains of Vana'diel. The world shudders as she is thrust into chaos and despair. Neither power nor destiny can bring an end to what has already begun. However, through the storm of the night, a star of glory shines bright. Through the howling of the beasts, the song rings clear. Another variant of the song. Shining star, echoing song, you are our dreams and prayers. A verse of the Memoria, the verse only sung by the gods. Phoenix. Tenzin? So you children also know of the Memoria de blah 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 blah. As a reward for your sagacity, I'll let you in on a secret. Ages ago, when people aspired to open the gates of paradise, there was a child who knew the fourth verse. That child came to me in search of my assistance, and thus we made a pact. An agreement that was to be put into motion the day the Keeper of Apocalypse returned to Vana'diel. And that pact is... Gather my minions, it's time for the ancient pact to be fulfilled. We shall return the light to the crystals. We shall save our mother Vana'diel. Children of the Dawn, your end is near. Now I gotta kill a bunch of dragons. God damn it. Literally, I guess, in this case. Okay. God, Meadowlord, stop making it even more evil. Okay. Tavnazian Safehold. Warp home point 3. I don't know. Listen, we've got to kill the people to save the planet. It's not that uncommon of a plot point, right? Seriously, it is actually kind of a common plot point. Humanity is a virus. Lore Runner, if you're searching for Olmia and Tenzin, they just entered the Elder's quarters. I think Pikachu is legitimately ugly nowadays. Sorry. The original Pikachu was much cuter. I am pleased to see you've returned. I spoke with despair about Bahamut's words, however I do not know how much he believed. People have a tendency to block out truths that are too terrible to face. That Bahamut and his minions will destroy all mankind. All of us would wish to simply be a nightmare from which we will eventually awake. I myself have trouble coming to terms with what I heard. Keeper of the Apocalypse, the Pact. When the Keeper is born, the children of Altana must die. Why would Bahamut wish such a terrible fate upon us? What caused him to despise us this much? Lady Olmia, do you remember when Bahamut sang? At that moment, my blade, Phoenix, enlightened me. Long ago, our ancestors, the Ancients, fought many a great battle with the terrestrial avatars. Among those battles, the most fierce and drawn-out was fought by Bahamut over the opening of the gates of paradise. It was during that fight that people learned of the emptiness. The will of Promathia! However, I know little of the Twilight God named Evo Iliani. You should type !Evo in chat right now. I've had it up and I've been refreshing periodically to Base Master. It has yet to come back into stock. Lady Olmia, will you not give us insight into the deity's connection with Vana'diel and its children? Hey! I apologize, sir. However, that is something we are forbidden to speak of. Forbidden? Traveler from the East, let me explain. Promathia, simply speaking his name brings damnation. As has the dawn goddess Altana, the Twilight God has existed since the beginning of time. However, unlike the kind and giving Altana, Promathia is known as the Lord of Chaos. It is said... Chaos? It is said that his curse, unleashed on mankind for the sin of opening the gates of paradise, dooms us to an eternity of strife. The only way for us to be saved from this horrendous curse is to forget it, and that's why the name Promathia cannot be seen nor heard anywhere across Vana'diel. The Lord of Chaos. Bullcrap! This is one of the reasons why your people in the East know nothing of Promathia. Without a name, how can anything exist? Your people are probably better off not knowing the tainted history this world has locked up in its past. Truths we must not know, truths we should not know, and truths we are forced to face. We must be careful with these truths, for if we are not, they can bring tragedy. Tragedy? For example, Bahamut's warning. We knew all along Bahamut would one day appear and attempt to destroy us. You knew? That's why the moment we heard his voice, we mobilized our armies to capture him before he could assemble his minions. However, your imprudent meddling has interfered with our plans and prevented us from accomplishing our mission. Do you truly wish to see the bodies of your fallen brothers lie sprawled across the barren plains of a dead world? Nagmalada. Olmi was only attempting to stop Prish from doing something unforgivable. This traveler, Tenzin, is the true culprit! It is he who tricked my granddaughter into taking up this ridiculous journey. It is true. It was I who requested that Olmia act. However, I received permission from the Duke Vicarious Eshnatarl to investigate the emptiness. Tenzin, stopping the emptiness from spreading is not that was the wish of both of our peoples. Seeking out Bahamut on your own, without any set reason, ultimately disrupted our plans. That sounds like nothing more than treason. There's nothing more than I can say. My actions were uncalled for. I apologize. Fine. However, from now on I request you leave all matters with the Worm King to the Duchy. Differences in thinking can cause different reactions from different races. However, we in Juno care not of differences. Our wish is only to save all the children of Vana'diel. And that is why you've begun new plans to stop Bahamut. But he's left for Verne. How will you find him? Everything is in motion. However, as for details, I myself know little. My assignment has nothing to do with Bahamut. My mission is to stop that boy. Lord Runner, where's your amulet? I gave it to Prish. Gave it away? You imbecile! How could you let go of such an important item? Sir, it's not Lord Runner's fault. I asked him to give it to Prish to help her. I wanted to save her. Prish. Ah, I see. If the amulet is still here, then... Retrieve the amulet from the girl and bring it to the resting place of the fourth crystal in the Northlands. The crystal is located deep below Castle's Val. Again? That can only be reached by traversing the ruins of Soja. Again? Hear ye, we're still here and we're still terrible. The soldiers have left the Sacrarium, they're heading up and moving out. They finished packing their secret boxes, they've got what they wanted, now they're gone. Secret boxes? Lord Runner, come to the far western entrance of Soja. Not without the amulet. I will be waiting for you there. Okay. That sounds horrible, Mad Overlord. That sounds like hell. Okay, so, hold on. So this is yet another dungeon. Oh, this looks like... Oh my god. Why don't we pause here? Why don't we pause here? Let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and get up here in position for hell. This part's gonna be hell. I feel like that's the entire rest of the run. This part's gonna suck. This part's gonna suck. This part is gonna suck. Okay, so this should be the door I want to be at. Okay, so without further ado, I'm out.